All right, so today we're going to continue on with some more JQuery stuff, JQuery mobile stuff. And I've modified my page already that we worked on yesterday to include a new role, a data role of a nav bar. And this tells JQuery that I'm going to utilize the next unordered list with, and this is how we build our navigational elements now, right? I mean, you've been doing that for a couple of years, where you put all of this stuff in a UL, and you put LIs around your menu items, and you put that and you style it as a menu. And in HTML5, we give this a nav element, right? We make this a nav element typically. And that probably will work. I haven't tried it. So we have some additional features that we can add to this. Remember the data dash stuff? We have, this one is our header, but it's also has an ID of navbar, which we'll see in a minute, and the position is going to be fixed. That means I want it to stay on the top of the page all the time, which kind of matches what some iPhone or mobile devices use. And then inside of here, I changed my div that surrounds my 3 links to a navbar role. And this is what it looks like here. So I can click on each of these, and it loads. Remember, this is all one page. It's just loading that particular div into the page. And it does a nice little fading transition, which you can change as well. There's different transitions you can do. But for that nav, I need to have that same piece on every page. I have to copy that, put it on every page. All right? There's no dry way of doing that because each page is loaded from this top element down. So it's got to be inside of here to be able to see that. So there's no nice way to do that. But if you're spitting this out from a back-end PHP, that should be pretty easy. You put this, or Rails, you put this in a partial, and you spit it out. It's pretty simple. So the other thing that we need to do is we can tell what page are we on. Well, how do I tell what page I'm on? They all look the same. So there's another role that I can add to the particular link that I'm on, and we give it a class of UI button active. So inside of the LI, I can give it a class of UI button active. All right, so then when I reload this, and I go to my first page, it shows that page is now active. I'd have to do that on each of the other ones as well, right? So in my active, for my second page, this class is going to go on the middle LI, right? And on the last one, it's going to go on the bottom LI. Does that make sense? All right, so there's my first page, my second page, and my third page. I don't know why it's not working when I click once. That's weird. I don't see why. Try to fool you there. But I'm having to click twice, and then it shows up. You were hearing? Yeah, see, I couldn't get that past you. Let's see. I did that wrong. That's because we don't put it on the LI. We put it on the A tag. See, you should have caught that. I did that on purpose to show you. We'll put that on the A tag instead, because that's the button. Duh. Seriously? I told you, I'm having a bad day here today. So that's that one. Did it here too. Did I do it up here too? No. All right, I did that one right. So there we go. So now we're talking. Look at that. That's better.
Except for that second one. Oh, you have it in the LI again. Oh, no, he doesn't.
Try refreshing it, please. The whole thing.
Yeah.
Hit that.
That's interesting. Isn't that great? Why is that not working right?
It's awesome.
Isn't that great? It's cool stuff. Why isn't that not working? Well, I don't know why. I'll have to. Hmm?
It's all one page.
What's different?
Roll up one.
You know, it's the same because I copied it. So I copied it, and I erased it and pasted it. So all of this is the same. And then you just change this. To put it there instead. Should be right. Am I loading the right file? Yep.
It worked for a moment.
It's still, that's weird.
What's that? Project content is under network directory.
Say that again.
Up top, the top right there, that warning is syncing.
Oh, this just says it's slow syncing. Because it's on the school's network drive. I don't know.
It works the first time.
Yeah, it works the first time. That's a weird one.
JQuery forum says to use the class UI state persist along with UI button active.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
It's because it's
In
once
the-
you're going back to a page, it's not coming up again.
Ah, that's what it is. So another class,
Yeah.
UI state persist. See, I taught you guys how to Google, and I didn't do that. Isn't that terrible?
Yeah,
That's
not like you.
really bad.
Credit point, too.
yeah.
They're even using Google at Columbia University.
Are they using Google at Columbia? Yeah, right. That's funny.
There you go.
Look at that.
Nice little bug.
All right.
It's actually in the jQuery mobile documentation.
Yeah.
That's a bug, and that's how you fix it.
Yeah. All right. There you go. So we have our little active navigation. So let's add a different way of doing some navigation. We can have lists. All right. So we know how to build lists in our. This is already a list, right, to create our navigation. But what if we want a list inside of our content? So let's change these, my friends here on my friends side. Second page, inside my content. I want to have a list of all my friends, right? So I know how to build ULs, and I know how to build LIs, and I'm going to have Dave and Dave, Tom, Scott. And I can reformat my code. There you go. See, done. Indented. That's what's nice about PHP Storm. Refactor it, reformat it, Control-Alt-L. That's right. So if I reload my page over here, I've got a list. And I can make that list look better by adding some roles to this, some more data. That's the standard list. And if I want it to look more like button-y type lists, I can tell it in my UL to add a class. I mean a data role. Remember, these data roles is going to be a list view. And that changes it to look more like a blocky list. You can kind of see that's a lot like.
It overwrites your.
Yeah, it does. So we take care of that by deleting that, because I'm not going to deal with that right now. So there we go. I probably could have done it by. I don't need this in a paragraph tag, for instance. I could have moved it. All right, so there we go. I've got a list, and that's all nice and good. But maybe I want those to be links instead. I want to link to their more personal information, right? So I can just change these to A tags. We'll call it Dave.html. And put an A tag around it. Huh? Am I blowing your minds? All right, this is going to be Tom. This is easier than Scott. Tom. Yep. I have a wife that's female. That's my friend. She's my best friend. All right, so I reload that, and look at what it did. Isn't that sweet? Just because I added a link in there, it made it look like a little swipey thing on the iPhone. It's got the little arrow. That immediately conveys to the user that this goes somewhere, right? This is a button, and it goes somewhere. I can click on that, and it goes and loads the page. I don't have the page, right? I don't have a Dave.html. So, I don't know. We'll try it. I've never tried that. Let's do a Dave.html first. All right, let's see what happens here. So I reload that, I go to Dave, and it doesn't load. That's interesting. Isn't that nice? I should. Yeah, it's right. So I don't know why that is yet. Let's try these as internal anchors, and we'll call it Dave to go down here. So I have to create a new page, right? So I'm going to create a new page called Dave, and it should work. I don't see why not. This is going to be called Dave. This is Dave's page. So now I click on Dave. Look at that. Is that sweet?
So how come it didn't work?
I don't know. I don't have an answer to that yet. I'll have to debug that one. I don't see why it would not work. Anchor tags, right. By default, it's doing that, right.
That's why it broke. So
Yeah, and I don't remember how to do that. It does work. It just has to go out external and get an external page, and that's why I can't find it. So I think I have to tell it that it's an external page or something.
Equals external.
There you go. See? Thank you all. I know that I could do that. So let's fix that on our Dave. So we add a rel tag.
That's the wrong word.
That's fine. We can rename Dave.html.
Yeah, well, I have Dave going to an internal page. So go to my friends. Tom goes to Tom, which is, I don't have a Tom. So we'll just copy this, paste it, and call it Tom. So now when I go to Tom, it goes to the Tom page. If I go to Dave, it goes to another page that's an internal page. So there's two ways to do that. See, I knew that was the case. I knew I was missing one little piece I had forgotten about. All right. Any questions on that? Thank you. My little Google aficionado over here. He's doing good. He's keeping me on track. He should get some points for that. That's good. So, isn't that cool though? I'm making an interface that looks very much like a mobile app. I mean, it's starting to look very mobily, right? So this could be, stuffed crust pizza, and it goes to the stuffed crust pizza. It's got a little picture on it, and it's got all kinds of stuff. I can do different things like that on here. And I can go back to that list. Those are all my friends. That's just cool.
So, curiosity,
Yep.
what happens if you put a background image on there?
Good question. We'll do that. I need to have one. So,
Grab one off of your random site.
oh yeah, my random site, which was, you guys remember what that was?
Just type in random image,
Place image, that's what it was. Placeimg.com. And I need a little guy, so we'll make him little guy. Oh, yeah, we're doing background, right? So I'll make him 500 by 500 roughly. How about that? All right, and we want to have a tech picture, of course. And we'll use that as our URL for our inline style, which you guys love this. There you go. Look at that. Isn't that great?
It is there.
It is there, but it doesn't
It doesn't stay.
stay because it's overriding that with its own little background. The styles are getting overridden.
So how do you get that background forward?
I don't know.
Look at WordPress.
But that sounds like a Google problem.
Style is important.
Put the style on the div.
Yeah,
On
that might work.
the page. Homepage, ID, data world page. There.
Well, it's still loading the picture. There we go.
That's how you do it.
Nice.
You know, obviously it scales it, but your image is going to be more like this. So,
Well, you could put another feed on it.
yeah, sure. Lots of stuff you could do. All right. There you go. You wanted to know. We figured it out. Anything else? questions? Any questions on that? All right, let's make this a little nicer looking. We can make this adding another data role to this UL. We can change the look of it. Where's my Scott? Here we go. I'll add a data inset equals true. And let's see what that looks like. So it makes it inset, obviously. It's different, but some pages look like that. It still works the same way. It just insets it. So there's lots of little options you can add, and all you're doing is you're adding these data dash somethings, almost like styles, to your structure, and jQuery Mobile styles it correctly for you. So if I take out my jQuery Mobile again, the code still works, though. All right, still works. Everything is still happy. It's just not styled. My Tom goes to another page. So if I have an old text style browser, like links or something like that, I can still navigate my web page. So it degrades nicely because I made my structure correct. I made just divs with simple, straightforward markup, and I'm letting the jQuery style it into and add function. Well, it's not real nice, but it's readable. This is what maybe a screen reader would see, right? A screen reader is going to see this. That's good enough for them, or a spider, right? A bot.
How does that work with screen reader?
It reads it just as is.
Yeah.
It reads it like
Just like a bot would read it. It reads just the code. But some of the screen readers do look at the structure, like nav, and they're starting to look at HTML5 documents differently, so they can give you a better page looking thing. So isn't that cool? That's cool stuff, man. All right, I could add some other stuff, some nice dividers. So let's say I have non-friends. Enemy friends.
Scott.
All right, so I can add a divider in between these by just calling a data role on one of these elements. Data role equals divider. I'm sorry, list divider. List dash divider. So now when I look at it, it makes a nice little divider out of one of those, and the rest of these are still pages that I can go to. Isn't that great? So with just very little markup and just adding some of these data roles, I can really style the heck out of this really nicely. All right, any questions on that?
Why is there content?
Because my navigation's above it. My content, what do you mean?
You're on Scott, right? Wasn't there content?
I don't have any content on Scott.
No.
I don't have a page for Scott. But if I put, I could put more content. This is content underneath my list. That because my nav is first, my tab is second. But typically we don't make pages like that. We don't put content we might put something, choose a friend or something down here. But people instinctively know that this points me to another page because Apple has done that when they came out with the iPhone, and everybody else has copied them. So that's a standard UI type of a feature.
And you should be putting like the back arrow on your new page.
Oh, yeah.
That's a way to get back.
Yeah, you can have a back arrow up here. You can do that, sure. All right, let's see. Are we done? I want to show you one more thing, which is cool. In my page, maybe I have notifications from Dave. So I can put a span in here and give it a number like I have 8 notifications. And if I give this span a class of UI li count, it shows me a little bubble of how many notifications there are. Maybe I have 8 new messages from Dave. Isn't that cool? Just amazing, quick little things. I added a span with a number. Now, obviously, I wouldn't hard code this. I would spit this out of some back-end Rails or PHP, and I'd get this data from a database and just stuff it in, right? Real simple. And just put those around each one of these that I have down here. Isn't that cool? You got to think that's cool, man. No? I think it's very cool.
I like it whenever people make stuff. It's really neat.
All right. What if I want to have a picture of Dave? I can add an image of Dave, dave.ping. And I don't happen to have a picture, so it doesn't work right. Let me find a picture that I can put in there. It scales it down, exactly. Let me pause. So we'll get a place image of 640 by 480 person, and instead of that, we'll put that in here. And I'll reload my page. And see how it scales it just nicely there.
That's a great job there, Dave. I really think you should scale that down to about 50 by 50.
Let's give it a class of UI li icon. Yes. There we go. See, it made a nice little icon for me, right over the top of Dave. It's supposed to left align it automatically for you. But my word got chomped. So the way they fixed that was this. Well, that didn't quite work either. Ave. I got Ave. Yeah, 2 spaces. You can't do 2 spaces. You'd have to put ampersand NBSP. Yeah. Yeah. But it's supposed to do that automatically for me. Pardon me? They actually, doesn't matter because they position it. And they actually put this second, so. Yeah, the image would be better if I got a smaller one. Let's make it 16 by 16. should be a smaller image too. So that's a little better. But anyway, that's some styling we could play with. Ave, I know. It still didn't align it right. But that shows you what you can do. You can have images inside of there. We'd have to play with that styling a little bit probably. All right, any questions on any of that? How do you get that to work? Well, I don't know. You could probably add your own.
Move the image before the.
It doesn't. It won't make any difference. There we go. It won't make any difference if I move this because it's positioning it. Doesn't make any difference. So obviously I'd have to add a style in here and add some padding to the LI and put it inside the A tag? That might work. That might work. That might be better. Hey, there you go. See? I knew you guys could figure it out, so I let you. All right, cool. Any other questions? Yep, I think we're done for today.